And somehow yesterday, the idea of stopping in Bermuda to then go to Canada came up on the table, somewhat seriously.
I've been dreaming you've gone out to sea, all on your own, now without thinking.
Good morning and welcome on board Sail, where we have been at sea for exactly a week now. It has taken us that long to get into a comfortable space and rhythm on board. I think that the last week has been really hard on us, really tiring. But finally, when I woke up this morning, first off, I could sleep through the night. And the waves were nice and gentle. We're still doing 6 knots. And the wind is starting to shift behind us, which makes for a complete different motion of the boat, and I think this is going to be a great day. I'm actually pretty excited about it because it's been Anna's very first time sailing a monohull, and I think that it's been really difficult and probably really hard to understand why it is that we like offshore sailing. But I think that today the conditions will be great, and I can't wait to show her what it is that's so great about offshore sailing. After a week of sailing with as little canvas as possible, we shook a reef off the mainsail and are now cruising along at 6 to 7 knots in a nice breeze on a perfectly flat sea. Today also marks an important time in our Atlantic crossing. We are currently sailing 200 nautical miles away from Bermuda, and we need to decide if we will continue our route straight to the Azores. With 7 days of fatigue and seasickness behind us, the idea of taking a break is very appealing, and I went to bed last night craving a burger and a beer. But stopping in Bermuda would also mean that we would need to once again go through that uncomfortable phase of getting used to life offshore, something that took us an entire week this time around. And a big part of me wonders if that is worth it.
Good morning, cruise director. Sophie. How are you today?
Good. I'll go start get the breakfast ready, okay?
Yeah.
Over to you. Stopping in Bermuda would mean that we could catch up on all the sleep we've been missing this last week. But taking a break in Bermuda was only meant to be a contingency plan. Something that we would do only if we needed fuel, if we needed to repair something, or if we were so exhausted that we'd absolutely need some rest before continuing our route east. But as the day passed, it turns out that we don't really need to take a break. On our 8th day at sea, the weather to continue east looks alright. We feel as good as one can, and apart from a tiny hole in our spray hood due to a week of hard beating and bashing in the waves, nothing on board broke that would need a stop on land to repair. And so instead of making a decision, we continue to sail towards Bermuda and give us the option to stop or not. Oh, there we go. Did you make it work, Ryan?
Did you point the boat differently?
I got 5 degrees to port. So back to 13 degrees is where we started.
What's our boat speed now?
3.8.
I mean, let's give her a minute, you know.
We have 6 knots of breeze, Ryan. 3.9. We got some speed.
So what do you think about our antique Jennifer?
I think that's the word. It's good vintage.
It's good. It's a good vintage. It was a good year. So this
She
hull,
has patina.
We'll see how long the halyard holds up before it snaps.
Why? You think the halyard will snap first?
That's what happened last time.
Really?
Hello YouTube. Today is day 9 of our crossing from Bonaire to the Azores. And somehow yesterday, the idea of stopping in Bermuda to then go to Canada came up on the table somewhat seriously. It is 10:15, which actually is 11:15 Bermuda time, and we still haven't made a decision as if we should stay or we should go. There are pros and cons for each. Right now it looks like we're going to continue past Bermuda, but this morning I woke up convinced that I would end the day with a beer and burger, which is a hard idea to get out of my head. Maybe we could look at the forecast and what we would gain or lose if we left Bermuda within 1 or 2 days and just stop for 1 or 2 days. But anyways, I just want to put the idea on the table as brainstorming material. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily what I argue in favor of, but I think that the more ideas we put on the table, you know, the more we can play a game of elimination. The question is, what's best for us? But I will say that that spinnaker is the best thing for us as we are currently rocking 5 knots. Haha! I think that maybe this is the problem with the Bermuda Triangle. It's that maybe it just confuses you. It plays with your mind. Should I stay or should I go? Should I continue or...
Thinking about the burger, huh?
Yeah, maybe the secret to the Bermuda Triangle is just that. A burger and a beer.
I think we need to get it to flog.
You want me to spike it?
Spike that! No, I think we just got to turn up a little bit.
You want to go upwind?
Yeah, just turn it up a little bit.
The last time that we flew this sail wasn't exactly smooth. There is a video about it. It is entitled "Are Spinnakers Bad for Relationships?"
Oh shit.
What?
Alright, hold up. We got a small issue.
Is the sock broken again?
The bag came off the... Oh shit, yeah, I need the sheet released.
Yeah, but that's what I was...
Fix that.
Yeah. Go baby. Stay with us.
Good thing I'm tethered. Oh shit.
How did you like our spinnaker on it?
It was so good.
Right? It is now 4:15, and I was woken up by Ryan, who came to me and announced that he and Annette had made a decision as to if we were gonna stay in Bermuda or not. And to my delight, they decided that we were gonna stay. Unfortunately, we won't arrive in Bermuda fast enough for us to have indeed a burger and beer tonight. But that burger and the beer is there. And I'm pretty excited about that. It is going to be hard to get back into offshore rhythm once we do that. But we also figured that at this point, we were so set on staying in Bermuda that it would probably have been hard as well to continue today. So I think that we're all pretty happy with that decision.
The question is, do we have the right courtesy flag?
I doubt it.
I think I had the foresight to buy one.
Really?
I think so. I think I was and I think it's actually properly sized too, honey.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Here, what's this?
Oh!
Does that look like it could be it?
It looks like it, but I don't know.
Well, how would we find out?
Maybe we need to ask William to send us a low-res photo of the Bermuda flag. Show me. You see? Yeah, that's the flag we have.
Is that it?
It's like a little red flag with a British and then a green and white.
Like this thing? You think?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, before we arrive in Bermuda tonight, I think we should talk about the elephant in the room. And I really want to have your final thoughts on sailing through the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, I don't know if you can get what you want out of this, but the only thing that happened to us is we got really confused and we couldn't make a decision for our own good for the last 3 days. So here we are. But we did, and now we're happy with it.
Right.
And other than that, I'm actually quite pleased with all the weather we've had because it was nice.
There is a part of us that feels like stopping in Bermuda just for fun is somewhat frivolous. Nothing on board Polyseal really needs repair, our fuel and water tanks are still full, and we do not need to provision. Although we do feel really good about our decision, and we all look forward to set foot on land, there is a little voice inside of me telling me that we don't have enough of a reason to take a break, other than the fact that we want to catch up on some sleep and explore Bermuda. I know that there is a risk that we get stuck here longer than we'd want, in case the weather changes. It could be weeks before we get a good weather window before we can depart again, and I hope that we will not regret our decision. Okay, Annette. Good night. See you when we arrive. Yes. Wink, wink. Going down. Going down. So something fun happened because boats.
Bermuda radio, Bermuda radio, Bermuda radio. Sailing vessel Polar Seal, Polar Seal, Polar Seal, channel 16, over.
Ryan was checking in with Bermuda radio to players for entry. And that's the convenient time that our VHF chose to poop on us. So what do you think happened, Ryan?
No idea, honey. I think that the VHF box just, it's old, and it just decided to shit out right now. I think that's what happened.
Because boats. So great. Thank you, VHF. How far away are we?
24 miles.
It's like, what, 3 hours?
I wanted to actually take a break in this place, not deal with this.
I think I have an explanation, Ryan, for what happened.
What?
The Bermuda Triangle.
This is so frustrating. Oh. Our whole nav equipment setup is just starting to fail. You know?
Oh, I am well aware. It's been 2 years that we are telling ourselves that we should replace the entire setup of electronics.
Yeah, but that's like $10,000.
I know. I know.
Radio, Bermuda radio, sailing vessel Polar Seal, channel 27, over.
Polar Seal, Bermuda radio. You're clear to go ahead and enter St. George's Harbour, over.
It's fairly tight here is the thing, so
Show me what we're getting ourselves into.
we're just going in through this cut here. I mean, it's pretty much a straight shot, actually.
Very well. Did you sleep at all on it?
Probably.
If we could have chosen the timing of our VHF's death, we wouldn't have picked a better one. Just a few hours ago, I was questioning our decision to stay in Bermuda, and now that we need to replace our VHF, I feel so grateful that we won't have to sail a few more thousands of nautical miles without it. Had we chosen to continue our passage towards the Azores and skip Bermuda, the VHF could have crashed in a much trickier situation, where the limited range of our backup handheld VHF would have made it useless. On a boat, it is never a matter of if things are going to break, but a matter of when. And tonight, we feel like we get a powerful lesson in listening to our instincts. So while we look forward to have our repairs done, we now feel even better about the burger and the beer that we are about to indulge in. One thing that you cannot not do in Bermuda is to leave Bermuda with a pair of authentic Bermuda shorts. Hello and welcome to Bermuda, where we're about 2 minutes away from...
strong, but hiding it well.
So I'm really drunk.